Hello everyone and welcome to the Power BI quiz, the quiz on APIs and PowerShell. And with me today I have Benny. Hello Benny.
Yo, nope, other way. Gets me every time. Hey, Joost, thank you for having me.
Nice to have you here. And now I have to ask you, Benny, why this topic?
I've been doing a lot of work on this, a lot of API and PowerShell work, a lot of hitting my head against the wall whilst doing so. It is a topic that allows so many interesting opportunities, but so many of us, including myself, are a bit, well, hesitant to go into it. And that's also why I thought this would be a really good opportunity to show people that it doesn't have to be all that hard.
Yeah, that's a good reason. And yeah, it's also personally for me a topic that I've been.
Yeah, I know we've had many discussions, so that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So yeah, and probably a lot of people can learn something from the quiz today, and that's also the purpose, and also just to
I'm I'm
have
hoping. Yeah,
have fun. So
yeah, definitely.
and just for those who don't know you, Benny, you are from Belgium, right?
Yep, Belgium. So that's this teeny tiny country stuck in between the Netherlands, Germany, Luxembourg, France, and then the UK, if you count in a channel in between it. It's a country that's known for beer, waffles, chocolate, and it's seven governments for a country that is way too tiny.
And then you are an MVP and just a community enthusiast. I will say you are running a pretty. You're not. You're one of the person behind a big one of the biggest conference in Europe.
Yeah, so I've been a data platform MVP since March 2020, so that's last year. And then I've been a member from Datamines, that's the Belgian data platform and AI user group, since about 4 years now. And as you mentioned, we do put a lot of time and effort into a little conference where we also get together, laugh, have fun, and sometimes drink a few
Oh yeah.
beers. Sometimes.
Thank you for the introduction, Benny. And now we will have a look at the quiz from last week. So here we have the attendees from last week, where we can see Rishi won the quiz, but it was very narrow. So just yeah, under 100 points ahead of Tom.
A, ma-
So
a matter of split
yeah,
seconds,
yeah,
yeah, in
yeah.
between questions.
Exactly. So they both got 7 correct answers. And Benny, then we have to find the raffle winner for last week. And let us have a look at the raffle prize before we're going on. This is a membership for Red Cat Academy, where there's a lot of content, and you will get a month free of access. And there's a lot from Power BI, but also a lot of other stuff in here, and it's just learning in here. So
Yeah.
the raffle winner.
They have a lot of community people also that make courses for this, and it's a really interesting academy. I've been dying to get into the ones from Dejan Sarka, just to see how far I can get before my brain explodes.
Yeah. So if you are into Power BI, there's also stuff on other topics that is very interesting. So then we will find the winner. So I have assigned every attendee with a random index number, or actually Power BI with a DAX expression
Yep.
on that. So will you please pick a number between 1 and 30?
I am going to pick the number that was my position on the last quiz, so 12.
12. Let us see who is behind. And then you can actually draw yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm secretly hoping for. Yeah.
Let us see. Oh, it's Dan Svensson. So
Eric.
that's actually my colleague in the Danish Power BI user group. So Erik Svensson. So congratulations to Erik on winning this membership for Red Cat Academy. And Erik was ranked 9 last week. So yeah. Now for the raffle prize for this week. This is a membership for Enterprise DNA. This is also a portal with a lot of learning around Power BI. There's a lot of content here for structured learning, and there's also some other things, showcases, and they have some challenges you can participate in. There's a lot of good stuff in here, and you will get actually 1 year of access to this portal if you win. And you can see here it's for a price of over $300, so that's a pretty solid price for the raffle winner for this week. And everyone attending today have the chance of winning this one. And then for the grand prize, we have a Lego voucher or gift card for $100. So here you can see some of the stuff that you can buy, and this was the gift that Wishy won last week, and Wishy has actually won a couple of times, and I know he have done his nephew some good presents for Christmas for winning these prizes. But of course you can also buy something for yourself, and you can also of course top up and buy something that is more expensive than the $100. So this was a little overview of the prizes. So yeah, the 100 gift card to Lego.com, and then the Enterprise DNA membership. So let us have a look at the introduction to Kahoot. So if you haven't been trying Kahoot before, then you will see the questions on your monitor on this YouTube stream, and then you will go to kahoot.it on your mobile device or a secondary screen, put in your nickname and also a pin that we will show you shortly. And then please be aware, we have a 3 to 5 seconds delay. That means that you will actually see the answer opportunities before you see the questions on your YouTube stream. So wait for the questions. And that's also mean if you have 30 seconds, you will probably only have 25 seconds to answer. And we will start with one question that's not a water points, just to get you all started. And then we have the 10 real questions that is delivered by Benny around APIs and PowerShell. And the faster you answer, the more points you get. And it can be a matter of seconds between if you win the quiz or you're getting seconds. So yeah, but also you are not getting any points if you answer incorrectly. So, and all results are posted public in a Power BI web report. So just be aware of that. So let's get the quiz started. And going back here, I will start the quiz. And here in just a minute, you will see the pin. And as you can see here, because we had some bots in disturbing us last time where we did the quiz with Quiz Finland, so this time you will not only be putting in a pin code, but you should also put in this pattern in the right order. And it's changing for every 10 seconds. So we will give you some time to do this. But then I'm pretty sure we don't get any bots in.
I think it's 7 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We may need to up that time span for the next one.
Yeah, I unfortunately I can't control it, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. What? Lose here.
So, just giving you some time to get in here.
This is question 1, by the way, for all the double points.
So hopefully we are not Adam is about as well, huh?
Let me try and see if I can get in.
We have 9 participants in right now. So, and 11.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it is tricky.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see with the 5 seconds delay, you only have 2 seconds. So That's not
So you need to
something
you
I
need to
have
wait.
been.
You need to wait for you need to wait for the timer to end up at 7 again, and then you have like 3-4 seconds of good
Yeah, yeah.
time to get
The
in.
delay is killing me, Adam. Oh yeah, now we got Adam in.
There's Adam.
And we have 90 people in, and I can see that we have 23 watchers right now, so maybe we can get a couple of more people in. I'll just...
Yeah, so full disclosure, test face is my user, and I'm not going to be playing it because that would be unfair.
Yeah. So we have 20 or 19 if we're not counting Benny in. Yo, Alex Dobler is in the house.
So I think we got most of
Yeah,
them.
we have 22, so, and one familiar name more there, Depashi. So let us get going, and I hope when I start that this pattern will also show in the top, but I'm not sure because this is the first time we're doing this that way. So, starting with a poll. So, do you have hands-on experience with the Power BI APIs, PowerShell commandlets, admin APIs, or embedding? And
so I think you need to look at the screen resolution used, because the yellow and the green one is not showing up properly on the YouTube screen.
That's, thank you very much, and I can just put it up, and now you actually also in the button can see the game pane and pattern if you haven't come in yet. So yeah, we will just leave it here for a couple of seconds, but
so that's why we do this question.
that's fine. And yeah, so yeah, 11 people have and 9 people have used the PowerShell commandlets and APIs, and yeah. Let's get started with the first real question.
All right.
So the Power BI activity log can return data for the last, is it 90 days, 30 days, 45 days, or 60 days?
Exciting.
And will you comment on this one, Benny?
Yeah, definitely. So the wording on this one was really crucial, but it can return data for the last 30 days, but you can make calls to it for 200 days as well if you want to. It's just not going to return any data. But the Power BI activity log is limited to 30 days of data that's been stored and will be returned back for you. And the Office 365 audit log, the one that comes from the Exchange Security and Compliance Center, that returns 90 days of data. The thing is that it is a bit trickier and a bit more difficult and different with the permissions that you need to have. So the Office 365 audit log requires you to have the permissions on there. And then the Power BI activity log just requires you to have either Power BI administrator role or the global admin role.
Yeah.
But trust me, it's easier to get the activity log, definitely.
Yeah, especially doing APIs.
It's more stable as well. I've had several issues with the Exchange API not being completely stable across longer time spans.
So we had 6 people answering correct on this one. So let's see. We have Amadeo on top, and Lou, and Fran, and Vino, and Sexton. So let's have the next question.
Okay.
Once again, multi-select. The export to file API will work with workspaces using.
I'm really happy Adam's here for this.
This export file API, you can use it in combination with Power Automate to make some distribution for your reports, both paginated and the analytic normal Power BI reports.
Excellent. Well, a lot of people that still went for Power BI Pro. I understand why, but still, technically it works with an A1 SKU, but it is intended for external usage, meaning that it is an Azure SKU and you need to use it for external usage. A P1 SKU, you just can do it inside of your organization and it will return the results that you have. Based on the SKU that you have, the concurrent amount of report pages that you can return will be a bit higher as well. Oh, Adam, you need to submit. Then Power BI Free and Pro doesn't work. And then Premium per user is a bit of a gray zone. Technically, it will not work. For some reason, during the preview period, it did work. But come GA, come general availability, we'll all have to wait and see if it works. But my guess is it will not work with Premium per user.
Or might work, but throttling, so very, very low, and might only do 5 exports in 1 hour or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you can use the export with the Power BI Premium per user, then you can go around the licensing. So let's see the leaderboard now. And we have Alex on top, and Vino, Fran, Ray, and Amadeo. And Adam not hitting submit on this one.
What a missed opportunity.
So, true or false? So can you create or copy data flows through an API call?
Okay. I expected the split to be not as even as it is. But yeah, you can definitely create Power BI data flows through an API call. So the way that you should be doing it is by using the import data model API call. And there's actually a really good blog post by Marcus Wegner, so Power BIer, that's also in the quiz, I think, and where he describes the way that he does it and also how he made an external tool that's been included inside of the Power BI Tips business ops tool. So yes, you can definitely create through API calls, but it's not so simple. It's tricky. Yeah, it's tricky, which is why I was really happy that people like Marcus Wegner and Mark Ladyveld as well made an excellent blog post about it in the past.
Yeah, that's also what I love about the community. Sharing is caring.
Yeah. And I should mention as well that I've got a bunch of links ready to go to be sent out. I should wrap them up in a blog post to share out and what my reasoning was behind the questions, etc., just so that you can get the learning materials on those as well.
Nice, thank you, Benny. Let's have the leaderboard now, and we still have Alex on top, but at the same number of points as before. So, multi-select one more time to determine if a PBIX file uses direct query through APIs. I can. And with multi-select, please be aware that you can answer 1, 2, 3, or all 4 correct. You don't know how many of them.
And that you need to press the submit button as well.
So we have.
So 60 seconds was long on this. I have many regrets.
Yeah, and you told me the reason why you put this question in was of a customer client case you had to find this for them, yeah?
Yeah. A customer of mine pretty much asked me, we're advising against using direct query unless you have a really good use case for it, but we know that people are not following the rules. So please look out for us what people are doing this, and then tell us, please, what they're doing. So there's a number of options. This one was you had a lot of opportunities to score points here. The thing is that with composite models, it's becoming a bit more complex, but the base files, the base data sets, is you can definitely use the data set information because that has this little field in there called content provider type, and that returns if it's a push data set, a PBIX in import mode, a data query, etc. So you can definitely use that. The data sources, it is not 100% waterproof, but if you have a name and an actual connection string in there, that means it's data query most of the times as well. And then to get super fuzzy, which was my initial thought to get going, if you just take all the data sets and call that data set ID to data query refresh schedule, the ones that return a refresh schedule will be data query as well, because by default there will be a refresh schedule to refresh all things like tiles, etc., and caches and all those things. But hands down, the most easy way is just get data set information and then the content provider type fields. That's the one that just works and is the fastest to get out. But I've learned so many things.
Yeah, and data sets is also one of the easy ones to get because there's a one-to-one relation with a report where with the data source there's a one-to-many relation.
Yeah. Definitely,
many.
Especially if people are using many Excel files as an input file. Ask me how I know.
Let's see the leaderboard now. And we still have Alex on top, but Way is climbing up with Mino and Amadeo also coming back in the scoreboard. So now we have a true or false that is double points.
Double points.
So get scan results is the only API that returns dataset endorsements. And get scan results, for those of you who don't know, is part of the Workspace info API.
Yeah, which is really useful.
For a lot of reasons.
Whoa. Okay. I'm really surprised, to be honest. Okay, well, get scan result, as you mentioned, is the ones that were introduced for the workspace informations to be used as asynchronous calls to scan your entire organization. So under the covers, it's those same ones that are being used for Purview as well, but it does allow you to do those calls yourself and just do it through APIs or PowerShell to get that information. So someone, a local Power BI quiz host, is doing an entire series on that to get those information results as well. But as of now, it is the only place that can give you the actual data set endorsement information. So promoted and certified for a data set. So as a reminder, people can promote data sets themselves if the tenant settings behave it, and then people with really, really high permissions, they can only give certified information. They can only give the certified label to data sets. But yeah, it is currently the only way to do so. So again, I got the question, how many promoted data sets do we have in the organization?
Yeah. Yeah, and because it's running asynchronized, it's a little difficult to call it because you have to request a scan, and then you have to get the scan result, and there are also some limits on how many results you can get back. So you can only call for 100 workspaces at a time. So you should, loop and stuff.
And I expect this API, well, this set of APIs, to get a lot more love, because those are the ones that are being called under the covers for Purview as well. And we're seeing Purview return so many interesting things, and possibly even more in the future. So I can only imagine that the breadth of knowledge in that API is going to be only even more interesting.
Yeah. And for the record, I have made a data factory pipeline. You can go out and find on a blog post where, if you are into data factory, to call these APIs. Let's see the leaderboard. And still Alex on top. But now we have Adam climbing up, and
Adam with the comeback.
Now he has found the submit button. And now multi-select again, and then there's the submit button. So using a service principal and SBN, I can use these read-only admin APIs. So maybe you have to guess on this one if you haven't used them.
60 minutes was long. 60 seconds was long.
So again, multi-select, that means 1, 2, 3, or all 4 could be correct on this one. And if
I have to admit, this is a sneaky, dirty question of mine. I have to admit. Yeah. That's a nice assumption, Alex. Thank you for playing, and we'll see you next time. Yeah. So surprisingly, add user as an admin, which means that you're not only doing read operations, so that by default is not a read-only API. And then for some very weird reason, get datasets as admin is not supported as a read-only admin API with the service principal, but get data sources as admin is. I don't know why. It is the way it is. The thing is that if you want to get the dataset information, it can be done another way through read-only APIs as well. And then get capacities as admin is pretty straightforward, and that just works as well. So I think a lot of people fell for this dirty question.
Yeah, let's see how the leaderboard, maybe it. Yeah, we have Kyle on top.
Nice. Kyle, nice.
Wow. And we have Huyacha7, I'm not sure how to pronounce that Twitter handle. He's on fire with 5 correct in a row. But it's very, very close with only 1,200 points.
Yeah, it's really close. Yeah.
Let's have the next one, number 8. So if you use the get groups as admin API, you can use an expand parameter. But what can you actually expand? Can you expand datasets, data sources, users, and or apps? So again, multi-select. But only 30 seconds for this multi-select. So 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yep. So yes, I couldn't mention that you could get data sets through the get groups as admin API as well, because then I'd be massively spoiling these one. And you can get the users as well. So this pretty much means that for every workspace that you have, you can call $expand and say, I want to get this information as well. So you can get everything going from reports to data sets to workspace users to, I think there's data flows in there as well. I forget dashboards as well. And there's a bunch of things that we can get with this as well. The big difference at the time was that this just means that you can do a single call for every workspace that you have. Whereas with the older versions of the APIs, you had to call every single one of these which meant that if you had a larger organization, you could potentially be hitting some very big throttling limits really soon. So this was a very big step into getting more information out for your organization. But then the Workspace information APIs that we just discussed is pretty much, well, it's the next step, and it's rapidly becoming the way that we should be doing these things.
Yeah. And then for some weird reason in the Workspace info APIs, we are not getting the members or users in the Workspace. So there you still have to call the get groups as admin API.
That's
for,
a bit
for some
weird.
reason it's
that's
not
the things that you
it's
discover.
not something it shouldn't be easy. Yeah. But when you know these things, it is quite easy. And if you can just do a little of PowerShell or other coding languages, then you can just grab some code. A lot of people have put these scripts out there.
That's essentially how I started doing all of these things. Look at blog posts, look at GitHub repos by other people, and then see what they've built and start altering my way to what I needed myself. So the thing is, I still need to get my scripts cleaned up and published online so that hopefully someone can do the same thing with the scripts that I have by now.
Nice. Let's see. And now we have Adam on top.
Ooh.
So Adam was answering all of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Adam wants a new Millennium Falcon.
And we still have Alex on the scoreboard, even that have gone to a meeting. But maybe he's answering. So let's see. Now for the 9th question. True or false? I can use the datasets update data source API to change a parameterized connection string. And here you have 30 seconds, so probably should have put that one to 20 seconds. But again, Benny, you have been figuring out the answer for this because you had a reason for it.
Yeah, I had a reason for it. Exactly. Yeah. So I've been asked to update data sources for many different Power BI files, and it came up a thing. The thing is what I mean with a parameterized connection string is where the connection string itself is parameterized, and usually that happens in direct query resources as well. And if it has parameters on the actual connection string, it doesn't work with the update data sources API call. You need to use update parameters for some odd reason, and then update that parameter and make sure that it's all set and then refreshed. So you cannot use it to change the actual parameterization for that. So some weird thing that I found, and I thought it would be interesting to share with the world.
Thank you for that, Benny. And let's see if we have way on top. So the top 4 did answer incorrectly on this one.
So I think the last question is double points as well.
Oh yeah, the last question was double points. So
yeah, so the last question is going to be very, very determining for the final leaderboard. Yeah, good.
Absolutely. So we have.
Oh no, it's the second to last one. Nope. Okay.
So to safely unassign a workspace
myself
from a capacity using APIs, I can. And yeah, safely.
Spoilers.
Kyle was correcting me. Yeah, all on top 5. I was answering correct, but it just didn't change anything in the top.
So yeah, this one got a bit more time because it's more text to read, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I had to put in safely unassign because, well, if you delete a workspace, then it's no longer assigned to a capacity, but that's not what I call safely unassign. So there we have it. But yeah, it is the assign to capacity API. You can call that and say, I want to I want to assign workspace with GUID whatever to that capacity. But if you want to unassign it, you have to do the same call, but then just use a blank GUID, an empty GUID for the capacity ID. So there's no such thing as an unassign or something. You just have to do it with the blank. Which is a bit weird, but it is actually it is one sentence in the docs page. So if you actually read the docs page for a change, you know this when you're looking at the actual API.
Yeah, so you're actually assigning to an empty
a default capacity or something.
Yeah. So for the leaderboard before the last question, we have Kyle on top.
Yeah. So if you're in like, let's say, top 6, 7-ish, probably your odds are still not lost, because the last question can definitely be decisive for everything.
Yeah, double points and a multi-select. So there's a lot of points on here. So yeah, once again, Benny was put to a challenge and had to figure this one out.
So yeah, it's I did write a blog post on this. So if you're one of those 5 readers of the one blog post that I made, you can notice. But it is the story. I mean, a lot of people saw the Ignite announcement. They went to work on premium per users, but they didn't listen to, let's not build any production grade dependencies on this until we hear about pricing. They blatantly ignored that. The IT department got word of it, and they wanted to find out, well, how far spread is the usage actually. So they wanted to know who can use these premium features and who has used them.
Yeah.
But for me, there's a very big difference in between who can and who has. That's why I emphasize it as well in the question. Ooh. Okay. So, okay. Sorry. That means to get an inventory of people who can actually use it. So, that the wording. Okay. Yeah. But it actually means that return me a list of users who can use premium per user features. That's what I meant with it. And if the wording was a bit off, then that's on me. But to check for who can do it, it means that we have to check the Power BI activity log to find out who has been assigning themselves a Power BI in-product trial experience. So a opt-in for Pro trial in the activity log, because that's the only way that we can find about those. Yeah, if they can assign themselves a trial license, they can use premium per user features, and that's how we can find out about those. Get the licensing information, so who have been assigned a license through admin portals and by Office 365 billing admins, so who has an actual license assigned to them. And then we need to cross-reference that to workspaces that have actually been assigned to a premium per user capacity. So the combination of those 3 can give you the information of, well, get the workspaces and then the users that have access to that workspace. And Adam, that is correct. I do archive that information for the activity log. That is correct.
Yeah, because you can see the last 30 days, as we talked about in one of the first questions.
And the premium per user tab, other than allowing you to do what the XMLA read-write endpoint, the XMLA endpoint can do, that's about it, what you can do on that tab in the admin portal.
So should we see who will win the quiz today? And for this last question, we had double points and 3 correct ones. So there's actually a lot of points on stake here. So it could have changed everything. Let us reveal the winner.
So I'm really curious about this one. Okay, Amadeo.
With 2 out of 10 correct, and with 4 out of 10 correct, we have Kyle, and with 4 out of 10, who is it? It is Adam! Congratulations,
nice,
Adam.
Congratulations.
We have Fran Miller and Rio also climbing up. And if Alex has been not going into a meeting, he would probably also be on this leaderboard. So thank you everyone for participating in the quiz. So
Okay.
yeah, thank you very much, Benny, for taking the time and creating this quiz for us.
Well, it's been really fun to prepare, especially me having to doubt about every single wording of the questions to not have situations like the last one. But yeah, it's good fun to start assembling these questions and make sure that you can get the information ready. Yeah, so it was a pleasure. Yus, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for participating. And for the next show, that will be the final show of this third season. I haven't actually made an agreement with a co-host yet, but I will find a very interesting quiz for the last one, for the 10th or the 30th quiz. And after that, we will have a break, and then I will also do a quiz as part of the Power BI Summit, the Global Power BI Summit Conference. But yeah, you will hear more about that in the next quiz. So yeah. Thank you everyone, and have a good day or a good night, for depending on where you are in the world. And then see you all.
See you somewhere soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.